Hey, it's Frank here from Frank's DIY and Home Improvement Help. And look at what I woke up to this morning. Saturday morning, came down to the man cave, and I woke up to a puddle coming out of my fridge. So in general, it means that I've got a blocked hose somewhere, or maybe a hose displaced, or that type of thing. So what happens in these things is because they're frost-free, there's a heater that heats up the coil and melts all the frost and the ice off it, which drips down into a pan all the way at the bottom of the unit. So somewhere along that line, something is blocked, or something has been moved or isn't set right, and it's causing the drip. So I'm going to start troubleshooting it, start probably from the bottom, and find out where the blockage is. Hopefully it's a blockage, clear it, and that should fix the problem. Thanks for joining me. So the first thing I got to do is determine whether the water is dripping on the inside of the fridge or the outside of the fridge, and because that'll determine whether I'm working on the inside or the outside. Best way to do that, easiest way to do that, is go right to the bottom underneath these drawers here and see if there's any water dripping here, because if it were leaking on the inside, it would most likely fall down that back wall, puddle up on your shelves or at the bottom, and here it's perfectly dry. So that tells me that I'm going to have to work on the outside. Okay, so I'm looking at the back of the unit now, and what I've been able to determine is nothing. You see that white pipe back there, that white tube? What you're looking at there is the P-trap. So the water comes down, drain water comes down into that P, and comes along this tube, and ends up in this black reservoir. I'll show you the end of the tube here. Gotta get some light on it. Yeah, so you see the tube there? Not sure if you do. Well, anyway, the white tube ends up in this big black reservoir that sits on top of the compressor, which evaporates off the water, right? So I put my finger in here, and the pan is completely dry. There's nothing in there whatsoever. So the water's not getting down to the bottom part here. So I'm going to have to start at the top then and see why the water's not getting down here, and that should be able to tell me what's up. Okay, so I've opened up the fridge and looked up into the ceiling and the back of the fridge, just to orient you here. So first thing I'm going to remove is this, because this is likely what houses the beginnings of the dripping, if you will, right? The defrosting probably drips into here, and then we'll expect to see a hose come out of here, or some kind of drainage come out of here, and we'll see if that's flowing well. Okay, so you're just using your 1/4 inch nut driver on these. It should come out no problem. Okay, so we've got all 4 nuts taken out, and now this should just come out. Should let you know as well that I've disconnected the power. Once it became more than just looking at the machine, definitely connect your electrical so that you don't run into problems. Water plus electrical is never a good combination. So you can see what I expected to see at the back. There's the drain hole, and when we turn this around, you're going to see that this basically is a pan that fits in that drain hole. We'll see if there's water in that. Okay, so part 1 was kind of a fail. Didn't find anything down below. So now we're going to have to get in here and remove this back panel, because that's where we're going to find the freezing coils and the heater. What am I expecting to see? I actually expect to see something frozen and preventing water from going down its normal drainage path. But I've never done this before. I've never even looked back there. So your adventure is my adventure today. We're going to get rid of this grill, and again, just 2 1/4 inch nut drives to get those things off, and that should bring that whole panel off. It's going to be electrical connected to this probably, so we'll probably need to do a quick disconnect there. Let's see. Tough to do this with one hand, but I'm going to remove this, which will allow the whole unit to slide over that way. There she goes. See, it looks like I'm going to have to disconnect some of these wires before I can fully pull it off and have a good look at what's going on there. Okay, so I removed the panel by removing that electrical quick connect. That got that whole panel off. Again, not what I expected to see. I expected maybe that this drain was clogged by ice, or maybe this was, or something, but it all looks pretty good. Other than a few squashed fins here, which I think I can bend straight. It looks pretty good. It is a little bit on the frozen side. There was some ice, it's all melting now. But that should all be problem-free. I think maybe the next step is to pour some water down here and see what happens. See if I can figure out where it's going or not going. So you can see here that those are the two drainage points. One, I guess, where the fan is, and the other right below these fins. And they're both wide open, look. See my little fingies there? There's one. And there's the other one. So there's no blockages happening. So then the question is, why is the water not getting down this way? Where is it going? So I'm going to have a closer look at this whole system and maybe pour some water down there and see where it goes. The fridge and propped it up, and look underneath and you see how you have these adjustable feet. And here you go, let's see if you can see this foot here is a good inch out, but if you can see the foot way at the other side there, yeah, that one's almost, it's not touching at all, the wheel is. So hopefully just by screwing this one up, that should give us the inch that we need to get level. Let's see. Okay, so this is where we're sitting after just adjusting the one leg. Still out a little ways. So if we just lift it up, see, we still need about a half inch maybe. So we'll do the same over on this side and just lift up this foot by a half inch. So there is the adjustment made to the right leg. Now this thing is nice and sturdy, it's nice and level. I'm going to put it all back together, plug it all in, and I suspect my water issue will be solved. Check in with you later. Okay, so it's a day later, and look at what I see. Nothing. No water. Whoa! You see a bucket falling now. That was scary. Before there was a puddle that basically was this big. Bigger, went all the way under the fridge too. So, secret, moral of the story, when they tell you to install these things, the first thing they say is install it on a level flat surface. And the deal, what happened here was that I've moved to this new house, and so I brought my old fridge from the basement, and obviously my old basement was horribly unlevel, so the way I leveled it was lifting that foot out a good inch, that foot underneath the fridge, and not touching the one on this side. So I came in, installed it, didn't think twice about it, it was unlevel. Now we didn't use this fridge for the first 6 months, so it wasn't an issue. Plugged it in, ran it for a couple weeks, and then we started getting the puddle. So that's it. Now, lesson learned. I hope you learned something, because I learned something. I learned that if you got water coming out of the fridge, first thing you check is to see if it's level. Next stuff you do is everything else that I did. Only took about an hour to take it apart and put it back together, but I learned something new. Hopefully you've learned something. I've also learned that shame on Frdigidaire techs for doing a poor quality control job installing those fins and smashing them all up. So again, I don't think it's making a huge difference, but it sure makes it a little less efficient. So anyway, hope you learned something, hope it helps you out, maybe saves you $1 or $2, and thanks for joining me, Frank, on your DIY and home ownership help.